I'm Nancy Showalter, and you're listening to Spirituality for the Politically Incorrect podcast. Welcome, all radical paradigm shifters and creative change makers. You who dare to create a better life and a better world. Tap into the power that resides within you and use that power for constructive change. Hello, everyone, and welcome to today's episode. If I had the key to eternal youth, would you take it? We have a very special guest today, Jules Arnes, and Jules has developed a line of products that are vibrational products. And we're just really excited to hear about this. Jules is an author, a vibrational therapist. She's also a host on Starcaster Radio, a New You makeover host, a consciousness advocate, and she's the founder of Eternal Gold, the key to eternal youth. So this is very exciting, Jules. We're really happy to have you here today. So welcome.
Thank you, Nancy. I'm so happy to be here.
Yeah, it's wonderful because you have something so unique and this high frequency skincare line. So you just have to tell us, I love this where you ask, can skincare have its own intelligence? So maybe you could tell us a little bit about this.
Absolutely. My skincare line is frequency-based. I use scalar energy, and with the scalar energy, I add intelligence. So the scalar energy is all programmed in specific frequencies that are not only balancing the body, but also raising in consciousness. So when we're doing our skincare routine, I always encourage, as the application is happening, to talk to it and tell it exactly what you want it to do. And by doing that, you really do start to have a relationship with the product itself. And the product begins to take on kind of the what your intention is. And at that point, once it has your intention absorbed, it really takes on its own life force energy or life intelligence, where it starts to work with your energy system in order to accomplish what your desires are.
Oh, well, that's pretty amazing in itself, right? I mean, you've been practicing vibrational therapy for decades and a lot of different healing modalities, it sounds like. So I think you described this as you're using ancient elements of the gods and specific frequencies to elevate us beyond this programming we have of aging. Very, very interesting. So why don't you talk about the state of consciousness of eternal youth and how can eternal youth be a pathway of ascension?
Oh, thanks for asking. My passion is what is kind of moving into a higher timeline where we can kind of bypass the programming of we have to age or aging is inevitable. And so eternal youth is a state of consciousness that, I really program the products to hold, so that as you're introducing the product to your face twice a day, you're resonating with the consciousness of eternal life, you could say. And, really what that means is that we're living in a state of oneness, because if we're truly in the now and in a state of oneness, there is no past, there is no future. So in that state of consciousness, we're existing forever. And it's just such a powerful thing. And aging is such an interesting topic because, I think that more and more people are starting to question if aging really is something that we have to choose. And I say no. I say, let's break the program that everybody has to age and rewire our bodies to eternal life.
Well, and it's true because we know scientifically, I mean, they say all of our cells are regenerating. We have almost like every organ is reproduced within 7 years or less. And so why do we age other than it's just, like you say, a programming? And it's very interesting because I have noticed with people that are getting older, my parents even, you have a choice. When you get to a certain age and a certain cycle in your life, you have a choice to go down that road of just becoming an old person, gets decrepit, gonna die, versus a person who doesn't choose that path, but chooses the path of vital, vibrant till the day I'm supposed to leave.
Absolutely. And it's funny because when I do my skincare routine in the morning and I'm looking in the mirror, I tell myself, I am a 30-year-old beautiful woman, and I am going to be this age and this frequency for the rest of my life, in whatever form that is. And every single time, and when I say that, I can literally see my face get younger. And the more I say it, the more my body and the cells in my body believe it. And, really our minds are so powerful.
Absolutely.
And I really believe that it's capable of anything. Like, we are limitless.
Exactly. I mean, this is the quantum science that we are shifting into right now, going into higher consciousness. I think there's frequencies coming to the planet in general that are forcing us to go to a higher frequency. People can either accept it or fight it. So
I totally agree with that.
Hopefully people will accept it and move up, and we can go into a higher consciousness. I really believe this earth is meant to go to a golden age. So, well, why don't you tell us, Jules, how is this done? I mean, I know there's the Ormus technology. Maybe you could talk a little bit about that.
Right. So the Ormus elements, I use them because Ormus has been shown to not only repair DNA and reverse aging, but it's also activating the dormant part of the mind, which is really helping people move into those expanded states of consciousness by just bringing these elements into the brain. And and it's in the way I make it, it's in a liquid form. So anytime you're working with frequency or codes, it's really easy to have the frequency be held in a liquid form. I'm sure you've heard about Dr. Emoto and how he adds frequency to water and it changes the crystal of the water. So it's kind of similar to what I am doing with the skincare, except for I'm using an actual living element, and of course I'm using activated water as well. So everything that is in it is already alive. And that's another reason I call it living skincare, because it truly is alive. It has its own intelligence, and we can absorb that higher frequency intelligence just by introducing the frequencies to our body twice a day.
Yeah, that's amazing. And I'm very familiar with Dr. Emoto because I use it all the time in my courses and teaching. So people to understand the impact of sound upon matter and how our voices also impact matter. It's a creative force, and sometimes we don't use it very wisely. Now, you say your products actually awaken human potential, besides diminishing signs of aging and that kind of thing, but actually works at the cellular level. So that is pretty amazing. And so the Ormus, what exactly is the Ormus?
So Ormus stands for orbited rearranged monoatomic element or unidentified substance. So what it is, it's an element, and the elements that I use are, of course, gold and silver. And so once you have the element, it goes into a spin state. And that's why they call it the fifth dimensional element, because it's never standing still. So, like a normal element that would be like on the periodic table, you would be able to look at it under a microscope and be able to see, yes, this is a copper element or this is a gold element. Well, with Ormus, the elements are spinning. And so it'll be there 1 second and then it will leave the mind, like a place where the human eye can actually see it, and then it comes back. So it's actually moving in and out of this dimension.
Really great to hear all
it's
that.
Really cool.
It is really cool. It's right. Now, you're saying, look 10 years younger today, by starting to use the products. what kind of experiences have you had? I mean, you're 30 years old. Your skin's going to be beautiful anyway.
Oh, I'm actually way older than 30.
I see.
I just say that I am.
Okay. Well, you're probably not as old as some of us. So what about the people? Obviously, can say the same thing, but what kind of results have you had with some of your clients using the products that you could tell us about?
Yeah, absolutely. So, everybody's going to be a little bit different, and also depending on how old you are when you start the products. But I would say 85% of people that are using the products see results within 5 to 7 days. And I'm going to take that even a step further, that most people see a difference in the first day. I mean, it's really that instant because you're adding a higher frequency to your body and your body is responding to it. And, if you think about it, your skin is the biggest organ of your body. And if you're feeding your skin on the mind, body, spirit level, it's going to show pretty much instantly. And it really does. And I have, our toner is such a popular product because people will just put it in their purse. And when they start to feel like they're losing the energy, they'll just spritz their face a little bit. And I mean, it's amazing how you can literally see the difference just by applying it one time.
That is amazing. I'm sure there's a lot of women and men too out there that'll be very, very happy to. I haven't tried your products yet, but I look forward to it. It just sounds very, very exciting and really, really happy to have you here. Now, I know you also have a free offering for our listeners, and I believe it's eternalgoldskincare.com. Can you tell us about that?
Yeah, so if you go to eternalgoldskincare.com, you'll see a pop-up that will come up, and you just enter your email address and you will get the 33-day anti-aging journey. So it's a journey that you take to break the program of aging and start to absorb the consciousness of eternal life. And it really is just a journey. It's so much fun to go through it and to start questioning those agreements that we make unconsciously and really bringing up to the forefront and being able to choose something different and at a much higher vibration. And that's what the book is all about.
Yeah, that's great because again, it really, we don't even know sometimes what our programming is just from living in this world and society and everything and seeing people get old and sick and die. I mean, right. We're all going to leave here sooner or later, but we might as well leave here, as you say, youthful and transcend to those spiritual realms at a much higher consciousness. Now, your origins of these products came from the spirit. You want to talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, absolutely. So my guidance council, I call the Counsel of Light. And I actually reached the Counsel of Light when my best friend passed away, and we were communicating very, it was almost as if we were talking just like you and I are talking in the beginning. And I could tell as he was ascending to higher dimensions that our communication was changing. And I knew that the only way we were going to continue to communicate is if I was able to raise to the frequency and the state of consciousness that he was in. And once we kind of reached a place where I could tell that we weren't really going to go much further is when I was introduced to the Counsel of Light. And the Counsel of Light, over a period of time, would give me instructions of things to do. It was just like following these little breadcrumbs. And, at the end of the trail, here I am, and I created this skincare line. And, I really resisted it at first because I had never even had a facial. Like I wasn't really interested in it at all. But now, that I'm well into it and see how powerful this process is, really skincare is the perfect delivery system for frequency because it's something you do twice a day without thinking about it. And for your body to hold on to a frequency, it works best if you introduce it every 12 hours.
Oh, I see. Sure. Well, yeah, it's something at least women do. I don't know about men, but
right.
But men, do you have men clients? I mean, you have results men too?
Oh, absolutely. And it seems like my men clientele is actually growing right now. I think that, it's not, like you said, it's not really a skincare line, it's a delivery system. And I have some really high frequency men that are loving these products and are, and the facelift serum is the one I always recommend to my men because it's a really active product because their skin is a little thicker, and so they need a little bit more of an active product. And we definitely have products for all the men out there.
That's great. That's awesome. Okay, well, everybody, it's eternalgoldskincare.com to get the free ebook from Jules. And Jules, so thrilled to have you here today. And thank you so much for sharing this. It's so unique and truly exciting as we get into more vibrational kinds of products, vibrational things that really raise consciousness and accelerate each of us individually and, of course, collectively when that happens. So thank you. And everyone, I will see you next week. Until then, keep an open mind, a generous heart, and a powerful spirit. Thank you for being with me today. And if you enjoyed this episode, please subscribe, download, and comment. I'd love to hear from you, and your support is much appreciated. And don't forget, go to nancyshowalter.com to get your free electronic copy of my book, It's Okay to Be Rich, The Entrepreneur's Guide to Increased Wealth and Personal Mastery, endorsed by T. Harv Eker, and my free mini course, How to Speak Your Success, the shocking truth of how your words impact achieving your goals. I'll see you next week.